아침을 깨우는 귀에 익숙한 나의 벨소리 무심결에 차가운 손을 뻗어 지난밤 새롭게 일어난 일은 뭐가 있는지 어쩌면 또 너에 관한 이야기 기분은 어떤지 서로 안부를 주고받을게 수상한 내 모습 알아채버릴까 말도 되지 않는 공감거리는 일을 못하다 상상이 바라게 웃고 있는 너 너만 가는 시간 속에 서늘하게 바보처럼 손에 넣지 못해 이런 시간 속 떨려오는 지금 전하고픈 글자만 맴돌
All characters in the story are fictional and based on a game called Missing Messenger. The story is completely different from the actual game playing in this fanfic. Also, if you wish to play the game, the game is available in the Play Store. Share.co owns all the rights to the characters and no links on the story. Thank you.
The Life That Was Never Normal. Chapter 0. Strange Act. What in the world am I doing? I thought desperately and looked around at my cousin who pointed her manicured finger at the classroom. It was a sign for me to go in and do what I was asked to do. Yes, I, Kura, am a puppet of my cousin, Tina. If I don't do what she asks of me, I am answerable to my aunt and I don't want that kind of trouble. Anyways, that is not the main issue here, is it? I looked at the classroom of the elite kids. I knew a few of my classmates would just die to be here. Unlimited access to Wi-Fi for studying, 24/7 AC room, bright colored walls with a dedicated coffee machine and vending machine, just to save their time. When I entered the class, one by one everyone started looking at me and was staring at me. It was obvious because, well, believe it or not, I am from a classroom of lowest scoring students and I am not supposed to be here, among the elites. You may ask if the uniforms were the same, then how would they know that I am not from their class? Well, each class was given a brooch which symbolized their class. All of them were wearing an eagle and I was wearing a rhino. The logic behind it was that we are lazy in studies and hence, the rhino. Well, our principal is an eccentric person. I took a long breath, as much as I could without making noise and like an archer focused my eyes on my target. A red curly-haired boy wearing horn-rimmed glasses was sitting near the windows. He looked busy reading a book, apparently not interested in knowing what was going on around him. I couldn't see his face completely but according to my cousin, he was one of the popular boys at our school. His name was Choi Se-young and I was supposed to play a guinea pig for her. She wanted to be friends with him and decided to use me for it. If it were me, I would have just said, "Hi," but my cousin is strange. I went around the desk and said in a small voice, "Hello." He finally looked up at me. He had golden amber eyes which sparkled behind his spectacles. I can understand why a lot of girls are head over heels for him but still, face is not everything. You are Se-young, right? He stared at me mindlessly. Even he was not sure why I was there and talking to him. I looked at Tina again and she waved impatiently. He then raised his eyebrow in confusion and looked at the envelope in my hands, almost wrinkled because of my nervousness. But then with an indifferent expression he said,
"Not needed, I am not into fools."
It took some time for me and everyone to process what he said but I knew this is how it would be. Our class was looked down at by almost everyone else in our grade. Soon, everyone started laughing, some girls were snickering and the embarrassment was way too much. I was rooted on the spot waiting for my cousin to show up. It was just as my cousin planned, she had found a way to talk to Se-young. Like a kind cousin, she ran up to me and tried to console me.
My poor sister, Se-young, you don't have to be so harsh.
I just told her the truth.
I feel so sorry for her.
Then take her and console her.
Oh my, you are cold like winter. My poor sister must be heartbroken.
Tina said, feigning tears. But Se-young was no longer interested and had started reading again.
Sister, let's go.
Tina said as she realized that she can no longer continue the conversation. As we left, I was not concerned about what happened. I also would have ignored it if someone I didn't know came to me like that. But after we were out of the classroom, Tina burst out laughing. Strange person, I repeat.
Oh Kura, you were so good. You have lived up to my expectations. Now, I have found a reason to talk to him. I will tell Mom how helpful you were. She will leave you alone for now.
Now, if you understand the situation, I am just supposed to do as much as I am told and nothing more, and in return, I am not bothered. Of course, not to mention, as per clause in my mother's will, my education expenses would be taken care of by my aunt and uncle till I join medical college. Until then, I am supposed to be good to them. It has not always been like this. But when I scored more than Tina one year, this started. I have been told to do things as my cousin and aunt liked, and I had to always find strange ways to deal with consequences later on. Although, I hope Se-young is not the type to hold grudges. The truth is, the year I scored more, I was sent to Tina's class for a month, and during that month, things got so weird in the class that the principal sent me back to my old classroom. Each year, I get good scores, but I don't have courage to tell it to anyone in case my aunt finds out. So, my maths teacher Mr. Han would sign the report card, show it to me only once, and then keep it with him. This is how I deal with the consequences of my aunt and Tina's moods. I am supposed to be in that elite classroom, and I am one of the bright students. My aunt and Tina don't know this, and I am in the class of the lowest graders to protect myself. I have scored more than her every year, but I was told to be in this class by the principal. So, naturally, only our homeroom teacher Ms. Kang, Mr. Han and the principal know about this, and probably my uncle. Now, why our principal arranged this for me is a secret which I also don't know anything about. I did try to find the truth using all the ways I could, but no one told me anything. I find it super strange. I arrived in my classroom again. Everyone was busy in their own world. I was missing my best friend, Misa, who was not here today. Yet the last thing I wanted to hear was her scolding after hearing my so-called adventure. I thought that this would be the last time I would meet this Se-young guy, so I don't have to worry about this whole situation and its consequences. How wrong I was, really.